Today I'm going to be showing you what to look for on your cards to determine your potential grade, and I'm also going to be giving some pros and cons to grading entirely. First of all, why should you grade in the first place? If you're looking to resell, well then grading a card can fetch a much higher premium than just selling it raw. You can also get your cards graded to preserve them from the elements for the long term. And finally, grading cards also guarantee authenticity, so if you grade your cards, chances are it's real. Another question to ask yourself is which company is going to grade your cards? Let's just boil it down to 3 companies: PSA, Tag, and Beckett. PSA is the most desirable when it comes to grading your cards, and the market's very easy to determine. Most people use PSA when grading cards, so there's multiple data points online for you to use when buying and selling your card. There has been some recent controversy with PSA, but it hasn't affected me in the slightest, so I'm still going to recommend them. Tag is another decent option as they provide AI grading. This removes the risk of a grader having a bad day affecting the grade of your card. This is a newer company, so there's not too many slabs in circulation, and they're still figuring out their AI, but give it some time and I'm sure they're going to be a pretty good candidate. Now finally we got Beckett, and they show all 4 subgrades of your card on their slabs. This can allow you to see why your card got the grade that it did. A lot of people only submit with Beckett when they're looking to get a black label, which is a perfect 10 on all 4 subgrades of the card. In my honest opinion, I probably won't submit with Beckett unless I think my card is flawless and has a chance at a black label. Not that a 9 or a 10 is a bad grade with Beckett, but I'd rather go with PSA. Okay, great, so now you know the different companies that can actually grade your cards. But how do you know if your card's even worth grading to begin with? Well, like I said, each card is based on 4 subgrades. You have centering, your edges, your corners, and the surface itself. I have 4 cards here, each representing a different subgrade, so let's dive in and take a look at them. So the first category we're going to look at is the centering. And you can see this beautiful Miss Magius has atrocious centering. You can see it on the back here too, it's much more prominent. The top and bottom isn't too bad, but that left and right is crazy. So PSA actually allows a 55-45 centering ratio on the front and a 60-40 on the back. As you can see here, this card looks far too gone to be 10 worthy, so once I see this, I would just assume it's automatically a 9. So our next category is going to be the edges, and I have this beautiful Lugia from Neo Revelation here, and while you can't really see too much wrong on the front edges, when you flip it over you can see all this whitening here. All over the edges. This is no bueno. Nowadays, if a card has whitening, you can just assume it's not a 10. It's hard to tell what your card's going to grade when there is whitening. If I had to guess, this would probably be a 6 or a 7. Alright, and our third category is going to be the corners. I have this beautiful Celebi and Venusaur GX, and I would love for this card to be in a 10. Unfortunately, I can already tell it won't. Take a look at this corner down here, you see that white ding right there. Up here we got a lot more whitening on this corner. This corner's got a little bit too. This corner's actually fine, but these days, if there's one white ding on your card, it's automatically a 9. Like, even if everything else is flawless, it's more than likely going to be a 9. They are very picky about that these days, especially PSA. It's not just the whitening to look out for. If there's any corners that are like misshaped at all or cut weird, that can also like hugely damage the grade of your card. I've seen some cards with some weird corner cuts still hit a 10, but I've also seen some automatically become a 6. I feel like it depends on the grader. I feel like it depends on the severity of the cut. That's as much as I know. I haven't really graded any cards with some weird corners, so I couldn't tell you my insight on it. And finally, our last category of what these grading companies look for is the surface itself of your card. So you can see this Lugia from Pop series here. It's got some massive scratching all over. It does have a beautiful swirl there above the head, but there is a huge amount of scratching and just surface damage all over. You can see on the back too, all these little black dots and the grime and all the scratching all over. This card's been beat up. While there's no creases on the card, it's still damaged enough on the surface to get a pretty low grade. You can't imagine this getting an 8, 9, or a 10. Really quick, I do want to give you guys an example of a card that I think will hit a 10, and I want to show you why I think that and the reasoning for actually submitting it too. So we have this Gengar VMAX here, and the first thing I do is I look at the centering. The front looks great. I don't see any flaws with it whatsoever on the front. If we take a look at the back, the centering is also great. All the corners are good, the edges are good. I see absolutely nothing wrong with this card. So I would think that this would 10. That doesn't mean I should submit it until I look at the pricing, because I would use this card to resell. So this card raw is about $42, but in a 10 it's hitting over $200. So in my opinion, I think it's worth it to wait a few months for $150+ profit, if that makes sense. So this card I would definitely be submitting to PSA. And that's basically all there is to learn about grading your cards, but there is a little bit more to learn before you pull the trigger and submit. PSA does a bulk deal if you submit more than 20 cards at once, but that's $26.99 per card still. If any of your cards increases a significant amount in value, if it hits a certain grade, you will get upcharged. I submitted a Lugia V from Silver Tempest, and after it hit the 10, I got upcharged an additional $100. There's also a massive turnaround time when you submit your cards, especially to PSA. If you're looking at just the value of the express submission, you're looking at between 75 to 100 business days, if not more. I've seen people wait 6-7 months before they get their cards back. This is the biggest reason why I say if you're going to submit your cards, make it worthwhile. Submit cards that are actually worth waiting that long. Or if you really like that card and just want it in your personal collection, then why not? Submit your card. If you're looking to resell, you have to ask yourself if it's worth an extra $30-$40 for waiting months and months and months for your card to come back. You could just sell that card and then buy more, sell more, buy more, sell more, and have a bigger profit margin if you just sold that card raw to begin with. So when you're submitting, just make the turnaround time worth it. That's going to be it for today, guys. If I missed anything at all, please let me know in the comments down below. I will get back to you. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. We're going to make 2026 our year. Peace.